Casings were found outside of a DeKalb County apartment complex in a shooting that left a father dead. Police are still searching for whoever pulled the trigger as family members call the shooting senseless. Fox 5's R.I.P is live for us. And Eric, the family also said that the man was just days away from a birthday.
Yeah, Tom, a birthday that unfortunately he will never see. Now, many people I spoke with say that shootings have happened here before, but nothing like this. Just 90 shell casings. You can see one of those bullets going through this stop sign. Then want to walk you over to this car over here. You can see markings where a bullet went through right here, flattened this tire, and also at the front of the car as well.
I feel numb, it's senseless violence, it got to stop. And I'm gonna miss my nephew. I love my nephew.
It was a sea of lights and detectives at this apartment complex on Glen Hollow Circle, that's off of Flat Shoals Road, after police say more than 90 rounds were fired from 4 different guns Tuesday night. Cassie Johnson said it was her nephew, 32-year-old Bruce Gaines Jr., that was gunned down.
He got a birthday coming up Friday, will be his 33rd birthday. And I asked him, I said, what you gonna do for your birthday? He said, Auntie, I just wanna be here. He said he just wanna be here.
Police aren't sure if Gaines was the intended target. Those bullets spraying the area, hitting several cars and apartments also.
It's like, I'm thinking, maybe somebody's out here shooting fireworks. That's what I thought it was, probably fireworks.
Travis Hames says the gunshots were so loud he heard them from a neighboring complex.
All I heard was some shot going off. I was like, what the hell going on? You feel me? I was just chilling, and I started hearing more shots going off. I'm like, they down there shooting.
It's tragic and it's sad and it shouldn't be.
Leonard Jefferson hopes this will prompt the apartment complex to hire more security.
You got kids out here too. I'm a grandfather. I have children, so grown kids, and I have teenage kids.
It gotta stop. It gotta stop. We gotta do better. We gotta do better.
Yeah, and back out here live, you're actually taking a look at one of the units, the window. A bullet went through there. I talked to the people inside, everyone doing okay, no one injured there. Talked to police as well, still searching for whoever's responsible for this. If you know anything, come forward. You can remain anonymous. And as for that victim, I'm told he leaves behind several kids. In DeKalb County, I'm Eric Perry, Fox 5 News.
Just so heartbreaking for that family, Eric. Thanks.
Welcome back to Who Want a Life Sentence. I appreciate you guys for tapping in with me, coming to spend a little time. Today we're going to be talking about one of Atlanta legends. I knew him personally, Mr. Bruce Gaines. I want to say I appreciate you guys for the support, for the subscriptions, for sharing. Thank y'all for hitting the cash out. I'm going to put it up. Hit it if you can. If not, just enjoy the show. And I know a lot of y'all probably know Bruce Gaines, man. And I'll tell y'all the things I remember about Bruce Gaines. So, I met Bruce Gaines back in 2004 at River State Prison. What I remember is I would see Bruce Gaines on the yard walking around. He might walk a little bit, then he'll just stand and post. And a lot of the young guys will be around him. A lot of the young guys will, and you could tell he was talking to them and giving them game and, telling them, just whatever. He would just spend a lot of time with the young guys. They would always be around him. And I could always tell he would notice me or be watching me. You know what I mean? Not on no funny shit. Just watching the person that I was. So, as time go on, I end up talking to Bruce Gaines, and man, listen, when anytime, because it would be a situation like Bruce Gaines might come to the window and call one of my homeboys who was Ben Hood. I used to look up to Ben Hood, and they might be at the window talking or conversing, and I might be right there or something, but I would end up talking to Bruce Gaines, and he would always be talking about business, always be talking about what he was gonna do when he got out, talking about how the young guys were doing the things that they didn't need to be doing and what they should have been doing. It was always on a positive level. I ended up asking one of my big homies, Beast, about Bruce Gaines, and he told me, he was like, Bruce Gaines was one of the. He was like, first of all, he told me that Bruce was a notorious robber in Atlanta. Say, and as y'all keep on hearing me say his name, it was always said like that. It was never Bruce. It was never Mr. Gaines. I've never heard any of that. Whenever you said his name was one name, Bruce Gaines. And if Bruce Gaines was on you, then you had problems. You know what I mean? If Bruce Gaines came to take it from you, then the best bet was probably to go ahead and give it up. I think he ended up doing a lot of time. Now, and I'm also say this: if I got some things wrong, I wanna apologize in advance. I did know him personally, but I only spent a short amount of time with him. The amount of time I spent with him, he was very smart, very very calm and collected. Never, there was no action. To be honest, I was past my action days. While we can name the over a couple dozen public housing complexes that were once in Atlanta, all being associated with the streets, as some are more notorious than others, but cliques like Down by Law of East Lake Meadows, the West Side Diablos, or the I Refuse posse out of Southwest Atlanta were some of the most notorious cliques during the late 1980s and 1990s. Outside of the cliques and crews, the true legends of the streets of Atlanta include people like Charles Black, Terry White, Todd Strong, Bruce Gaines, Fat Steve, Kenta of Jonesboro South, or even Atlanta rappers were well known to earn through the streets like Shawty Low or Rocco before the launch of their careers. I've heard of all these guys: Charles Black, Terry White, Todd Strong. I knew Bruce Gaines, Fat Steve, and Kenta of Jonesboro South. So, yeah, man, Bruce Gaines had a lot of knowledge. Bruce Gaines was the type of guy that when the young guys would be having problems in the dorms, they could call Bruce Gaines to calm a situation down. If it was going to be some kind of smoke or some kind of problem, they could call Bruce Gaines and he would get in the middle of that thing and he could calm the situation down. They told me that about Bruce Gaines. I never seen it myself, but that was his reputation. So, like I said, everybody knew him. I've never heard of anybody trying him weak. Never had a problem just because of how serious he was. Bruce Gaines was the kind of guy that if he said something, then it was already well thought out, and he meant that. He meant that. For instance, because of the way that things happen, I could imagine Bruce Gaines is one of the guys that said, "I'll never go back to prison." You see what I'm saying? And when a person say that, especially a person like Bruce Gaines, it's serious. It's serious. One of the things that I want to stress to people is, when it comes to this prison life and this institutional life, you got to understand, man, you being put in a cage for decades, and people that have already been through that, they would rather choose death, and death is completely unknown. You don't even know what death is, but death is a better choice than giving your life over to something, something so stupid. One of these institutions. Bruce Gaines was one of the guys chose to end his own life instead of going back to do some more time, because I can't judge, but if we were gonna go by his record, his past, and the new offense that he was charged with is almost we can, if things don't go right at trial, we can almost say it's almost guaranteed that he will never be free again. So he chose not to live that way. Was a notorious robber. One of the they would used to talk about some of the notorious cliques in Atlanta back in the day. Down by Law, I Refuse. Is it CMP causing much pain? Rest in peace to Bruce Gaines. Shout out to his family. I remember I was on the job. I was, like I said, when I was on a job helping building the Walmarts, and after work I came back and, we tired, we be done, ate, had our beers and smoked and did whatever we did for the day. And I had just got out the shower. I was sitting on the edge of the bed and the first 48 was on TV. And I'm watching the story, but only halfway. Cause I'm like drying off my feet, getting ready to, I'm getting ready for bed and stuff like that. And when they say the suspect's name, Bruce Gaines, I locked completely in and I'm watching and I'm like, dang, but they said that what was going on was happening in Alabama. It was like Alabama first 48. And I'm thinking, dang, well, Bruce Gaines is from Atlanta. But then they put his TV on, they put his picture on the TV, and sure enough, it was the Bruce Gaines that I know, the Bruce Gaines that I used to talk to all the time. And, he was the king of the young guys. The young guys used to go home. I remember Fifth Ward went home. They used to go home and have free Bruce Gaines t-shirts made. And they would take pictures in the free Bruce Gaines t-shirt and send them back into the prison. Bruce Gaines had pictures with all those pictures with all the young dudes with the shirts on, free Bruce Gaines. They did a whole campaign for him. And he wound up getting out. So I was watching the first 48 and it came across there and it said that he had, it said what he did. He took himself out. So another thing that I wanted to touch on is there's a young guy named Bruce Gaines Jr.
Yeah, man, we broadcasting live right here, man, where it really go down at, man, you know what I mean? The heart of the A, man, right here on Simpson and Ashby right here, man. Cooling it, man, you know what I mean? Real nigga shit, man, ENT, man. Brew Gang, man, you know what I mean? Shit coming soon, man. Rest in peace to my boy Caesar Rats, man. You do this shit strong for, bro. You know what I mean? Young B. One love to all my niggas, man. You know how this shit go, man. Real nigga shit, man. We gonna keep this shit strong, man. 2011, man. A lot of shit down here, but man, get what, man? We gonna let this shit stop, but man, this shit hard early, but get what, man? We gonna keep this shit pushing, man. Real nigga shit, man. Straight up.
I'm not sure if this is Bruce Gaines' son, but it looks like him. The time could match up. That could match up for him to be Bruce Gaines' son. And with Bruce Gaines having such a notorious name in the city, there's no telling how that could have affected the mentality of his son. It said that his son was gunned down, and it was more than one shooter. They said it was at least two, probably around four, and they shot more than 90 times. And I'm thinking, the first thought that comes to my head is, most times I'm thinking like, I don't know what I could do that's so bad to make four people all agree to take me out. You know what I'm saying? And I know that it could be done, but most of the time, for something like that, it would have to be like some kind of something a little bit more, some gang dealings or something just a little bit more than just road rage or, or altercation for people to come in to do that to you. So, sadly, he was taken out. And he wasn't even, I think he was around 32 years old. With me being 40 now, I know for sure that's very, very young. That's still not even enough time to figure it out, especially for us black men. So, it's sad to say, man, I don't know if his name had had a curse on it, or, you know, if he tried to live up to the notoriety of his father. But sadly, both of those guys are gone. Now, I did, again, like I said, I did know the older Bruce. I did not know Bruce Gaines Jr. And I also don't know if these two are father and son. I want to say that, but it just, to me, it's kind of, it looks like common sense for the area, the timeline, and everything else. So I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, I appreciate y'all for liking, tapping in, coming to spend a little time with me. I ain't gonna make this one too long. This was Bruce Gaines Jr. Y'all subscribe, hit the Cash App if you can. If not, I appreciate you anyway. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one.